Beginning, the night shift nobody wanted. The orbital station Astra Prime had been a hive of activity for decades, but lately, something was off. Maintenance crews had begun quitting in droves. The reason was whispered only in dark corridors. The night shift had become cursed. Equipment malfunctioned in ways nobody could explain. Tools vanished. Emergency systems triggered alarms for no reason. I was Jace Corvin, a junior mechanic who had spent years fixing minor issues in the station's lower decks. I had no family to worry about, no ambitious career to stall, and a stubborn streak that kept me pushing forward when others ran. So when the station's HR bot offered the night shift position, after 15 others had walked out, I accepted without hesitation. Don't expect it to be normal, the outgoing head mechanic warned me as he handed over the keys to the maintenance bay. Nobody lasts a week on nights. Systems fail. People vanish. And if something goes wrong, well, good luck. I laughed. Or at least tried to. First hours, strange signals. The first hours were quiet. Too quiet. The hum of the station's fusion cores and life support systems filled the dim corridors. I ran my diagnostics, cleaned the air filters, and inspected the plasma conduits. Everything seemed normal, but then the terminal flickered, showing a series of anomalies in the cargo bay inventory logs. Odd, I muttered. We've never had a discrepancy before. The logs indicated that a cargo shipment worth 25 million credits, an experimental energy module designed for deep space terraforming, had been offloaded, but there was no record of it being moved to storage. Even worse, the system marked it as discrepancy unknown. I frowned. The previous shifts had ignored it, but that kind of loss was catastrophic. Whoever had noticed would have panicked, or maybe they had quit because of it. I decided to investigate. The cargo bay. By 0100 hours, I was in the cargo bay. The vast hall was empty, except for stacked crates and the faint hum of gravity stabilizers. I ran my hand over the crates, scanning their ID tags. Nothing matched the missing module. Then I noticed a subtle anomaly, a faint, irregular energy signature coming from one of the maintenance shafts. It was so minor that it would have been invisible to automated sensors. But to a mechanic like me, trained to feel the pulse of machines, it was glaring. I crawled into the shaft, my wrench and toolkit clanging softly against the metal. As I reached the source, my light illuminated something extraordinary. A hidden compartment, sealed behind a reinforced panel, containing the missing 25 million credit module. I froze. Middle, secrets within the shadows. I inspected the panel. The locking mechanism was old, custom-made, not part of the official blueprints. Whoever hid this module had intended for it to remain invisible, and someone on previous shifts must have known, but they had either quit or disappeared. I carefully extracted the module and checked its integrity. Everything seemed normal, but the energy readings were unusual. The module wasn't just a storage unit. It contained a self-sustaining nano-energy system. If mishandled, it could wipe out a whole section of the station. I realized then why everyone else had abandoned the night shift. The night wasn't cursed by ghosts or aliens. It was cursed by knowledge. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and a cold draft swept through the shaft. A mechanical voice echoed through the bay speakers. Unauthorized access detected. Security lockdown initiated. I swore. The station's AI had noticed. It hadn't flagged me yet as an intruder, but the system was curious or suspicious. I needed a plan. The AI and the night patrol drones. Security drones activated, their eyes glowing red. They hovered silently, scanning the hall. I ducked behind a crate, using my toolkit to jam one of the drone scanners. Sparks flew. I wasn't trying to destroy it, just distract it long enough to move. This is insane, I muttered. Why wasn't anyone else here to fix this? As I worked, I realized the AI wasn't just defending the module. It was testing me. Every drone, every alarm, every lockdown protocol was designed to see if a human could navigate the hidden dangers of the night shift. I took a deep breath and remembered the words my mentor had always said. Machines don't lie. They only test your limits. I engaged the station's auxiliary interface, overriding the lockdown manually. My hands shook as I keyed in access codes from memory and intuition. Each second counted. The drones adjusted their patterns, attempting to trap me in the shaft. Finally, with one final override, the lockdown disengaged. The AI's voice softened, almost approving. Access granted. You have passed the first test. I exhaled. The hidden threat. But I wasn't safe yet. The energy module wasn't just valuable, it was dangerous. The nano-energy system had begun to react to my presence. Its containment field pulsed erratically. If I mishandled it, it could trigger a station-wide energy surge. I needed to move it to the secondary containment lab, an area reinforced against nano-energy fluctuations. The path was treacherous, filled with maintenance conduits and unstable platforms. Every step required careful calculation, but my training as a mechanic gave me the edge. Along the way, I noticed something else. Strange markings etched into the walls of the maintenance tunnels. Symbols, faint but glowing with residual energy. They were alien. My pulse quickened. Perhaps the module wasn't just experimental human tech. Perhaps someone, or something, had tampered with it. Unexpected encounter. As I neared the containment lab, I wasn't alone. A figure emerged from the shadows. Another mechanic? No. Too tall. Too sharp. Eyes glowed faintly orange, reflecting the module's energy. Who are you? I demanded, wrench ready. Protector. The figure replied, voice metallic, echoing slightly. You shouldn't be here. I don't care, I said. I'm taking this module to containment. It's worth 25 million credits, and it's unstable. No one else cared enough to handle it. The protector studied me. Then, surprisingly, it stepped aside. Few humans would attempt this. Most would run. You are persistent. I realized then that the night shift wasn't cursed. It was a test. And I was proving myself worthy. Climax, securing the module. I carefully maneuvered the module into the containment lab. The system's alarms blared as I initiated the stabilization protocol. The nano-energy field pulsed violently, as if resisting control. My hands flew over the console, making adjustments with precision, skill, and intuition. Minutes felt like hours. The air was thick with tension. Sparks flew from the module's interface. I shouted into the empty lab, guiding the field through multiple emergency protocols. Finally, with a loud hum, the energy stabilized. The module's pulse normalized. The AI's voice, calm and approving, resonated through the lab. Module secured. Threat neutralized. Human performance, exemplary. I sank to the floor, exhausted. I had survived the night shift. I had uncovered the hidden 25 million credit module, and I had proven myself capable in ways no one else had. Ending, dawn on Astra Prime. When dawn arrived, the rest of the station crew returned, astonished to find the module intact. The previous shift's absences were explained. None had the skill, intuition, or courage to navigate the night's dangers. The head engineer approached me, eyes wide. You did what no one else could. That module, it's worth 25 million credits, and you recovered it without a scratch. How? I shrugged, still catching my breath. I just stayed, did my job, paid attention. Later, as I walked the corridors, the AI's voice echoed quietly in my earpiece. Night shift requires more than hands. It requires vision, courage, and persistence. You have passed. Prepare for higher responsibilities. I smiled. The night shift, once feared by all, had become my proving ground. I had uncovered secrets no one else saw, survived dangers no one else faced, and secured 25 million credits worth of critical technology. From that night on, the orbital station knew. If you wanted a problem solved no one else could touch, you called Jace Corvin, the mechanic who faced the night alone. And as I returned to my quarters, the lights of Astra Prime shining through the observation dome, I realized one thing. Sometimes, the night is where heroes are born.